Hi, Jay Massey with thecashflowdiary.com with another quick tip about real estate and business. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most basic financial statements ever, the balance sheet. If you went to a high school like I did, you did not learn what a balance sheet was. In fact, you may still not know, which is why you're watching this video. A balance sheet is simply a record of two things: your assets and liabilities. Now, here's the question. Why is it important? Well, one of the things that's important to understand about assets and liabilities is that assets minus liabilities, if you will, equals that all-important number that you hear all the time talking about someone's net worth. Well, if you don't know what your assets are and you don't know what you owe, this is not something that you're paying attention to these days. But learning to manage your net worth is a necessary skill that most of us aren't taught. So the question is, what is an asset and what's a liability, and how can I begin to create my own record? Well, I'm going to give you a very simple definition that was given to me by Mr. Robert Kiyosaki himself. An asset is simply anything, keywords there, anything that puts money in the pocket every month. Money goes in every month. And a liability is, well, the exact opposite of that. It's anything that takes money out of the pocket every month. Okay? So let's think about some common examples, right? What would you consider an asset or a liability? What about your car? Do you think that's an asset or a liability? Now, some of you, depending on the car, you're thinking, man, that's a total liability. I can't even get the thing to run. Now, there are also collector cars, right? But some people would call those assets. Well, let me ask you this question. All we're going to do is apply the same simple definition. Does that collector car put money in your pocket every month? Or does it take money out of your pocket every month? Do you have to wash it, clean it, maintain it? Or do you actually use it in some form or fashion to generate income every month? So for most people, what they think of as a typical asset is probably actually a liability. Here's another one. What about the house you live in? Do you think of that as an asset or a liability? More importantly, what if that house is paid for? Is it an asset or a liability? Well, let's again apply the simple definition. Every month, does the house you live in, your primary residence, pay you enough money to keep the lights on, pay the property taxes and the insurance? Or is that something that is coming out of your pocket every month? And what you can begin to see is that you might see, like I saw the first time I started looking at balance sheets, is that I had way many more liabilities than I did have assets. What could be an example of an asset, you might ask? Well, it's very simple. What about a rental property? Is a rental property an asset? Well, maybe, not in and of itself. Just because it's there and exists doesn't mean it's an asset. It could be an asset if it's rented. Many of us know that not even that sometimes makes it an asset. It can be an asset if it's rented and therefore the tenant is using it properly, and most importantly, after they pay the rent and all of the income that it generates, there's actually money left over at the end of every month. That's what then can make that an asset. What could be another form of an asset? Well, what about something simple or kind of a little bit more? Think about this. You ever notice how sometimes people talk about selling the rights to something? Maybe you have a book in you. Maybe there's a book that you know that you've always wanted to write. Or what about that book? After that book is written and once you are able to get it published and have it sit out there, does that book continue to produce income in the form of royalties to you? Well, see, streams of royalties can be a very, very powerful and good asset as well. So if you like information like this, feel free to go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We'll make sure that you are definitely one of the first people to know about it, and we'll see you soon.